Hey guys, welcome to another review. Today we're looking at the Mountain Equipment Co-op Pharaoh -7 degree sleeping bag. This one is a mummy bag, and I must say it's nice and toasty inside here. I'll just kind of go over the features here a little bit. It's got a fairly large foot bag on the end here. It's got nice little hooks if you want to hang it up. Of course, all your little information. Nice Mountain Equipment Co-op logo on the bottom there. Everything else is fairly standard. It's like a lot of the new mummy bags. It's quite skinny down at the legs and feet. It gets a little bit wider around the hips, up into the shoulders. I do find this one a little bit tight around the shoulders still. It may just be because I'm 6'2". This is the long bag, so I would expect that it would be a little bit wider around the shoulders. I'm not really a large or fat man, so I don't know, maybe that's just the way it's supposed to be. I find on most mummy bags I do find a little bit tight. I tend to stick with the barrel bags. I know they're a little bit heavier, but I prefer to sleep with the sleeping bag all the way open and sleep directly on the sleeping pad underneath. Never had a problem with cold weather or anything like that sleeping that way, so. But we'll see. I might get used to it. It's extremely warm. I really like the sleeping bag, other than the fact that it's a little bit tight around the shoulders. I almost feel a little bit claustrophobic in there. Like if I needed to get out really quickly, it would take me a while to get out just because my arms are in there, my legs are in there, and if I need to get the zipper out, then I kind of have to reach around to get the zipper. So, like most mummy bags, at least the good quality ones, it does have the little barrel all the way around the neck, so that when you seal it up, it seals away most of the air. In the front it's actually kind of shaped around your neck, so your neck would sit right here and then this would be on either of your shoulders. And of course you can cinch that down on both sides to make sure it's a nice snug fit, so none of that cold air can get past your shoulders and into the rest of your sleeping bag. I don't really cinch this down. It is nice to have, just because if the sleeping bag's not quite in the right place, you can get that cold draft coming down, and that sucks when you're trying to sleep. This one does have a hood as well, so you can stick your head right in here. Not really enough room for a pillow if you like putting the pillow on the inside. I usually just put it on the outside and sleep like that. Makes it a little bit easier. This does have the cinch down point as well, so that you can get it right up around your face and not worry about it at all. So I'm actually going to get in here and I'll show you kind of what it looks like when there's a human body in here, and I'll play around with some of the straps and ties here so that I can show you how those work as well. I'll be right back. Okay, so hopefully you can see me okay there. So this is what it looks like just as I'm sitting. It's a little bit hard to show you when I'm lying down because I can't hold the camera up above my head, and because I'm in my tent it's a little bit hard to strap something up. But you've got the hood strap here, so you can tighten it right down, and if you tighten it all the way you can pretty much disappear in there, just enough of a little hole here so you can actually breathe or see out of, depending what you want to do. Just loosen this one back up. Okay, whew, it's already hot in here. It's about 0 degrees outside and I'm already toasty and I haven't really been in here for very long. So the baffles on the inside are really nice. Like I said, even sitting up like this, there's no drafts coming in on the outsides. I'm just wearing a t-shirt on the inside here and I don't feel any cold drafts or any breeze or anything like that coming in, so that's always nice. It does have the little Velcro strap here so that the zipper doesn't come undone in the middle of the night as you roll around. Another one of the issues with the mummy bags is it's a little bit harder to roll around. When you have the hood on there as well, you kind of have to roll the whole sleeping bag around, and if you don't do it quite properly you can end up waking up and the zipper's underneath you or on the other side, or the hood's over your face, or so it's a little bit of getting used to when you're sleeping in this kind of stuff. You can also kind of use this one as more of a pillow and keep your head on the outside. On a day like today, I'd probably sleep with this undone completely if I were forced to use it. I'd probably go for a lighter sleeping bag, something more in the 0 degree, maybe 5-10 degree Celsius range. but it does zip down pretty much all the way to the toes. It goes right down to here, so there's only about a foot left before your actual feet are at the bottom. A couple of the things I like about this sleeping bag, it does have the double-sided zipper, so you can zip it from the inside or from the outside. It makes it quite a bit easier when you're stuck in there in the morning. You can kind of fumble around on the inside for the zipper and unzip yourself back out. It does also have the double zipper, so you can zip it up and there will still be, get off the sleeping bag here so you can actually see this. So you can zip both zippers down, and then there's a hole here at the bottom. So if your feet are getting a little bit warm in the middle of the night, you can open this up a little bit, let a little bit of a draft in there. I tend to do that, especially if I have it zipped up maybe halfway. Like I'll leave a little bit of an airspace at the bottom, and then I'll zip this up 3/4 of the way up to the top so that I get a little bit of a draft on the top, and then a little bit of a draft on my feet as well. I do tend to sleep a little bit warmer, so it's nice to have that airflow going all the way through and keeps you a little bit cooler if you're sleeping too hot. So I can actually compress this down fairly small. It does fit in my sleeping bag pocket of my, I believe it's a 50-liter backpack. I don't have it right beside me right now, so I'm not sure exactly. But it does have a fairly small sleeping bag pocket on the bottom, and it's nice to be able to fit a -7 degrees Celsius sleeping bag in there. I haven't really hauled it for too long of a time. I think about 2 days is the most I've had it compressed without uncompressing it, and it just fluffed back up within probably 5 minutes. It's back to a full loft, which is really nice. With most down, they do say that the longer you compress it, it does take a little bit longer to puff back up. But as long as you store it nice and loose, I have a MEC bag for sleeping bags that's just a really big bag, and you just kind of loosely put the sleeping bag in there and it stays for a really long time. I usually take it out about once a month just to kind of readjust it so there aren't any spots that are being compressed quite tightly. Also keeps it from wrinkling too badly. You can see it wrinkles a little bit, but it's not too bad. You can also store them by hanging them up. I don't have enough room to do that, to be perfectly honest, so I'm kind of forced to compress them down a little bit at least. I should also mention the material on the inside. It's not really a fleece material or anything like that. It's kind of the same as the outside. Nice smooth slippery surface. I do have a fleece blanket for the inside of this as well. It's a mummy bag too. Like I said before, I'm not really a big fan of mummy bags, but I got the fleece liner for this one just because it is a mummy bag. I got the mummy bag fleece liner as well. Never had to use the fleece liner fully zipped up, never had to use this fully zipped up, and I think the coldest I was out with this sleeping bag was probably -10, but again, I'm a fairly hot sleeper, so I'm never too worried about the temperature rating on a lot of the sleeping bags. And if I do get cold, I can just throw on a couple more layers. A lot of it does have to do with the sleeping pad you're on as well. Usually when I take this out, I'm on a really good sleeping pad, and I've got a couple layers of clothing on if necessary, like a nice warm pair of socks, full length sleeve shirt, and long pants on as well, or like long underwear, something like that. Keeps you nice and warm on the inside. But overall, I gotta say, the Pharaoh -7 degree MEC sleeping bag, really nice. So I'll just let you know here, the shell and the lining are both 100% nylon. It's a downfill in 85% down clusters. I don't know what that 85% down clusters means, but it sounds like it's a good thing. So the zipper does also come all the way out. Not really an important thing. It does make it a little bit harder when you're trying to zip it up, because then you gotta line everything up to get the zipper back in there. Oh. Now I won't be able to do it because I'm being filmed. Come on, zipper. There we go. Okay. So it is fairly easy. Who knows why it didn't work for me that time, but I don't tend to unzip it all the way. I usually leave about an inch, somewhere around there, just so that it's easier to zip up next time. Anyways guys, thanks for watching this review of the MEC Pharaoh -7 degrees sleeping bag. I'll see you guys for the next review.